Hey everybody, we got a couple Mont Blancs here. Individual versus Legend Spirit. Now, both of them are fresh, clean fragrances. Individual goes more in the laundry detergent direction, and Legend Spirit goes more in the deodorant direction. But in my opinion, Individual is a bit too synthetic smelling for me to enjoy. All right, but the price point on this beats this one out. It's around $25 for 75 ml, and this is $35 for 100 ml. But I have to say, even just hearing those prices, both of these would be solid if you want to blind buy them, right? So the one I would honestly prefer is, or recommend, is Legend Spirit. Okay, I have only worn this fragrance maybe a couple times, but the reactions have been much, much better than Individual. And even me personally wearing this fragrance, I enjoy it way more than this one. I have worn this a few times, but to be honest, it was a bit too potent for me. So if you're somebody that likes intense, more synthetic smelling fragrances, I think you're gonna enjoy this one more. But for me, it was just a bit too off-putting. And at the same time, the smell itself it just didn't scratch that itch, you know what I mean? It was generic, but you know, for a $25 fragrance, I wasn't expecting more than that. But in terms of projection and longevity, I thought it was solid for a freshie. It was definitely projecting for the first couple hours, and it lasted on me around 5 to 6 hours, right? So no complaints on that end with this fragrance. I did have other people smell it, and for the most part, the girls didn't really like it, didn't really care for it that much. They just told me, they were like, it just smells like somebody that went out to buy a cologne and bought whatever cologne they saw, you know? So it wasn't anything that gripped attention. It just smelled like, oh, you went last minute cologne shopping. So that's the reaction I got when I wore Mont Blanc Individual. And even me personally wearing it, it was very so-so. If anything, I honestly wanted it off my skin. I will say though, if you are planning to wear this fragrance, yeah, I think it'd do good in like work settings or if you're out running errands. But you know what, even with work settings, it might be a bit strong, like if you're enclosed in the same space. But if you're like outdoors and stuff, I think that this is a nice fragrance if you're getting breakfast or lunch with somebody. But Legend Spirit is the winner between these two. And even though the longevity is not as much as this fragrance, and it's not as potent as this fragrance, this goes around like 4 to 5 hours before it really is just super close to me and I can't really smell it anymore, okay? So performance, not that great with this fragrance, but the simplicity of this just smelling like deodorant is just attractive. Like I mentioned in my last video with this fragrance, I went on a walk with my sister this morning and I did 5 sprays of this. And when we came back to the house, she was like, that smells so good. And I asked her to rate it and she gave this a 9 out of 10. Like in the air, when you're around somebody, it's just a pleasing scent. It's something that your nose wants to keep coming back to. And that's exactly what happened the first time I smelled this fragrance on a test strip. I tried over 25 fragrances that day at Sephora. And this was I think this was the biggest, I think like, I don't want to say hidden gem, but this is the one that really stuck out of all the colognes that I tried that day. I was just like, there's something about this that's gripping me. And also at the same time, it's nothing really special, but it just has that scent that I was like, oh man, I remember Legend Spirit, you know? And I did try the Invictus line. I tried the, you know, Armani Codes. I tried all the standard designer scents that you're going to see at Sephora, right? But I really enjoyed Legend Spirit. So now that I have the bottle and I'm able to test it on my skin, I love it even more. So yeah, this is definitely the one I would totally recommend, especially if you want to go for better mass appeal reactions. And just like if you kind of like that Abercrombie-ish DNA, then I think you might enjoy this a little bit, especially because I bring that up because my sister thought that I was testing an Abercrombie cologne, but I said no, it's something else. I didn't tell her what it was though. But long story short, she really liked it, and it's nice. It stays like in your scent bubble, and when you're just like with people, it's just very inoffensive, extremely inoffensive. So I'm gonna leave both of these linked in the description if you want to check them out. But there it is, Mont Blanc Individuel versus Legend Spirit, I'd recommend Legend Spirit. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.